there. But then I have another client who, I'm looking to kind of help them work with mortgage loan originators. And I'm also looking to hopefully do a webinar to kind of educate some of my clients about it as well. But one of my clients actually went to Chase Bank to, inquire about, I think he was looking at more of a personal loan using the life insurance as collateral as opposed to a mortgage or anything. But Chase Bank had explained to him that he needs to get back with us, the carrier, and find what banks we have a relationship with.
Well, our assignment, we can put an assignment to any bank. I don't know what that. I don't know what he's referring to there.
So it would just the financial institution basically just has to okay using the life insurance as collateral or be comfortable using the life insurance as collateral.
Correct. Yeah. I mean, there's a value for the life insurance. So when we put an assignment on, the client has no right, to take any distributions or further pledge that, right? Because they're in that first position, for the policy. And if the client were to default, that's where they could get the money, right?
Right.
The assignee. So.
Right, because so I was talking to a small mortgage guy yesterday because I'm trying to partner with a mortgage guy to kind of do the webinar and educate people. And he would, his whole thing was, well, why would the bank want the life insurance as collateral as opposed to the property? And my assumption was the property would be a depreciating asset, whereas the bank, a life insurance company is a financial institution, if I'm not mistaken, so they can kind of guarantee that their money is there even if they take the deficiency from the cash value. It's much more likely they'd rather get some of their money recouped than going through the possibly 8-year process of a foreclosure to hopefully resell the property at a never does a bank sell a property at a gain, right?
Right, because it's a fire sale for a bank, right?
Right.
Is what happens if somebody defaults. They don't want to hold on to it. They're not landlords, and they don't want to be in that business. That's why they're making loans. The life insurance, I would say that in the event of a death of a mortgage holder, at the end of the day, what's going to happen with that mortgage, right? Yeah, the property could still be there, but they may have to sell again the property. So having life insurance in place is somewhat of an added protection, right, against one of the risks of life, which is death.
Okay. And then, also my understanding is, God forbid, the person doesn't die, but they default on the mortgage loan. The assignee is then able to, extract any cash value that's in the life policy. Am I correct?
Right. So again, providing the client doesn't have to die, but if they default, the policy pledged as collateral, right? I mean, you could open an account in the bank, right? The bank would be happy for you to set up an account with them and then put an assignment on that, but you're not going to have the advantages, the tax advantages of the life insurance policy with the tax-deferred growth. So using the life insurance policy, again, has guaranteed values, so the bank will know what those values are. But yes, if the client defaults, bank can contact Emeritus and request that we distribute the funds. So
Okay, and then the client
that
would just
provides an additional layer of protection, right,
right.
For the bank.
Okay, and then the client would obviously just be left with whatever deficiency. If they owe 100 grand and they had 50 grand cash value, but the bank takes their 50 grand, and yeah, John Smith still owes 50 grand, but now they don't have to go after the physical property and spend all that money on lawyers and paperwork.
Right, maybe a much better chance of not losing anything in the transaction, right? Because if they're forced to sell, and it was a time like, I mean, think back to 2008 when property values were going down so rapidly, right? That was the real estate bust, right? That was when that was happening, and property values, they were losing 35, 45% of their prior value. So, you had individuals walking walking away from property because they owed much more than it was worth. So,
Okay.
again, this is a great way of protecting there.
All right, wonderful. And we don't have there's no materials on the workbench for us to kind of speak to, but besides the collateral assignment form.
I'd have to check if there's anything maybe in the visual resource library.
Okay.
If you type in the search visual resource library, there's a number of different presentations in there. I don't know if there's anything about insurance and assigning, to a bank. I don't know if that is in there, but I do know there's quite a few things in there. So if you type that in, visual resource library, and then go through those presentations in there, there might be something. I can't promise you, though.
No problem. Well, that answers my question for today. So I just got to get the pay, and obviously it is subject to the financial institution okaying or agreeing to take the life insurance as collateral. So obviously this isn't just go to the bank with your life insurance and everything will be fine. There's obviously, you could get approved for the loan type thing, right?
Well, yeah, they're still going to look at your finances, right?
Right.
Having the additional collateral possibly could, make a decision easier for the bank.
Ah,
There's
okay.
that additional collateral in place, and the client has good, credit worthiness. They have good ratings. Then, that shouldn't help. It's not going to hurt. That's for sure.
Okay. Wonderful, wonderful. Well, I think that's it for today. I don't have any other questions at the moment. My next step is to just kind of get with my client and start coaching them on what to do.
Sounds good, Alonzo.
Thank you.
Well, you have a great Friday and a good weekend.
You do the same.
All right. Thanks so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So that's call number 2 today from the big dogs, talking about using life insurance as collateral. And we've got some more information there. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy, the insurance junkie, your fiduciary fella, the all-star advisor Alonzo Hall, your social media insurance broker, just wept and tapped on your head with real-time ADH wealth solutions. Make sure you hit that like, drop a comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you're made aware every time I release new content. And as always, share. Lastly, to contribute to channel growth, or to schedule an appointment with a licensed financial professional, the links are in the description of this video. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, wipe ass, work in progress every day and see success. And remember, folks, when people challenge you, they don't challenge you just to challenge you, but they challenge you to challenge you. Accept the challenge. Salute.